Greetings, Port Harcourt. How are you doing? My name is Jude, the dude or Mamigbe. I'll be your guest, your compare, your host, your partner in conversation, as well as some downtime, good music, hopefully, fingers crossed, till midday today. Now, this morning, inside Rivers, we take a look at environmental issues, and we're going to be talking about IDP camps. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Because I think anybody who's resident in the Niger Delta or any parts of Nigeria, particularly those areas that are bordering or have banks that the three rivers, talking about River Niger, River Benue, where they come through all the way down to River Non, right? River Non, by the way, is the big river in Delta. Sorry, in Bayelsa. It runs through. Bayelsa, flows into the Atlantic Ocean. Those of you who don't know, same thing with the Orashi River and all those kind of things. Yeah, but basically that's what we're looking at this morning. Now you see, an environmentalist. This was a news. When I read this yesterday, I was like, no, do Port Harcourt people actually understand what this man is aiming at? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. So we have a conversation about it now. It says that it's disturbing that the River State government has not set up an emergency management agency to solve the problem of flooding. Maybe that's not exactly true, because in previous administration there were agencies, but I digress. Let's stick to the crux of this matter. Now, my question is this: should IDP camps be built to cope with perennial flooding? Should they be built to cope with perennial flooding? It comes very often. Now, you see, in some areas, it makes sense to have a storage facility, some facility to mitigate certain challenges that they experience. For example, in many homes in Texas or parts of the Midwest, they have storm cellars. They call them storm cellars or storm drainages. So when the tornado, for example, comes through, right, you find people just go down to the basement or to the cellar. They're protected. Some of the bridges, right? They have what you call overpass. They're designed in such a way that when heavy storms come through, there are pockets, in the ground that people can go and safely, stay until that wind or that heavy storm passes through. It's kind of like, adapting to your environment. But does this sound like adapting to the environment? Because Mr. Karikpo is saying, he's the country manager of natural justice, and was speaking to Onyekachi Wosu, and says that the duties of SEMA, which are statutory and are all encompassing, more than just the flood management committee, right? Now, it got me thinking. In fact, you know what? Why don't I get you to listen to what he said? Right? Let's do that. Right? Maybe give you a better context. Right? Let's do that.
The members of this committee, they have constitutional jobs that they have to deal with. I think they are an important tool to assist an agency, not for them to do the job themselves. We have the ecological fund that is paid. That fund ought to be applied to setting up a state emergency management agency. This is not what you leave for an ad hoc committee that will go to sleep if it appears that nothing of the sort that they were expecting happens. The committee that was set up last year, we're not sure what happened around it, although the new committee has some very strong membership.
So you see, it's not just about creating some 5-man committee. Okay, if I starting flood, to happen like that. Okay, no wahala. Maybe a new group. But here is the big one, the big kahuna.
What consultation?
Apologies, that's not it. Where is the big kahuna? Where are you? Aha, there it is.
You don't actually need to build an IDP camp. A school.
Did you hear that? You don't have to build an IDP camp. Internally displaced people camp. Let's hear that again, please.
You don't actually need to build an IDP camp. A school could be repurposed for IDP camps if you prepare the school properly. A clinic or a health center could be repurposed for an IDP camp if you prepare the clinic properly. First, you need to be sure that you are building it on high ground. You can create a small space in that place where you store clean water, where you store emergency kits, where you store all of the needs of necessities that people who are in IDP camps will require.
Now, I remember seeing pictures years ago from the damages caused caused by Hurricane Katrina, and several damages and several hurricanes and tropical rainstorms and typhoons have come through parts of the Midwest and parts of South America, Southern America, and also Florida in particular. Now, you see, I have seen them, right, repurpose, just like he said, repurpose stadiums, schools. Now, the idea of building a camp, right, means, okay, logistics have to be, set aside, and that place has to be regularly maintained. What do you guys think? Dear good people of River State, I'd like for you to join me in this conversation.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, so 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, at Nigeria Info, PH at Nigeria Info. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. And we're talking about flooding and the creation or the building of internally displaced camps, IDP camps. Good idea, bad idea? Should they not be? Well, there are some who say they shouldn't. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right. We have Robin on the line, and I'll read some messages that have come through. Robin is speaking to us from Eche. Robin, good morning to you. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Jude.
Good morning.
Yes, I have been of the view that River State, as big as River State, pocket-wise, a long time have emergency management agency, SEMA. But that hasn't happened. SEMA, as it were, by creation, taken from NEMA, it ought to be domiciled in all the states of the federation as a federating unit.
Okay.
The River State government successfully failed to do that. Emergency is not only from. Even when we used to hear that used to come after every 7 years or thereabout. But now we have learned from the beginning of the year. I never this is going to happen. Emergency can also be referred to like fire outbreak or any of the natural disasters. So we are not too common to having them. But we have failed in that regard. Now talking about IDP. It's not easy for people to leave their own home to go out. And next thing that the government will have a policy to see how this can be tackled ahead of time. But when we are once on January, just a week ago, the United Government said, task force. I will push this that everything we should do should be task force. And get to run around. That should be. The answer is no. As I said the last time, we were told that they're going to bring in the chairman and the city chairman to now constitute their own. Then what is the job of the committee at the state level? They will just remain in the state. The government will give them reports and things like that. There should be a very great policy, and the government of the state should do all it can to ensure that SEMA is constituted university here to tackle it of the emergency.
Robin, thank you very much. Robin doesn't think it should just be a hard dog thing and then build camps. The emergency management agency state-wise should be the one in charge of stuff like this and better plans be made. Now, this is something I need to put out there. It's one of those ideas that we bounce off each other. Now, remember when I spoke about cellars and storm drainages, hurricane. What's the word they have for it? Shelters. Aha, yes, hurricane shelters. Is it really a bad idea to actually have a place already made, planned, and probably managed when disasters like this does occur? Because now it's flooding. What about hopefully it doesn't ever happen, but what about cases of fire outbreaks, and maybe you have a whole area, imagine a whole estate of people, being displaced because there was a very bad fire. Where would they all go to? Imagine, for example, they don't all have relatives in Port Harcourt. Wouldn't it be good to have a place already prepared for such an instance? We'll be back. Read messages when we come. We keep them coming. 0809-030-6416. Hello, Potaka returns. The weather is mostly cloudy today, 26 degrees Celsius or centigrade at the moment. It may rain later on from about 2 or 3 p.m. I like how, interestingly, I've been close to accurate. I went telling people about the weather these days. Oh no, I'm no magician, like I said. I keep reading from the available weather apps in front of me. Also, a big thank you to Nimet as well. Just go on to Nimet and see what they're talking about the weather in your region. But talking about our region, the floods have been predicted. They've been warned, flood warnings. Remember about a fortnight ago, if I'm not mistaken, a fortnight ago or late last month, there was report of the Lagdo Dam releasing water. Cameroon saying, "Hey guys, Nigerians, we're gonna open the dam again. Sorry." And then the very, very sad pictures coming through from up north of widespread flooding in parts of Maiduguri. Like, what? This happens here? And you're asking yourself, what could happen down south if it's happening up north? But whilst these things cannot be totally prevented, let's be honest, flooding can come. There could be heavy rains, as we saw in Europe about 2 years ago, and also in America very often, where they get to have, serious typhoons and hurricanes and that kind of thing. There's almost nothing you can do about the weather. Nobody can tame Mother Nature. But you can prepare to deal with the after effects. You can prepare to deal with the rains themselves. The question is, how should we do it? Now, there are options. Some say, we build IDP camps. Some say, no, that's like inviting disaster at your doorstep. But is it really? Because like I said earlier on, there are some homes in the US where they have storm drainages, storm cellars, overpasses, so that when these type of things occur, you can seek shelter. Now, I remember clearly from the videos I saw and the coverage of Hurricane Katrina years as makeshift shelters for people who were displaced. Would be carried to should the inevitable occur for that year. Talking about floods. Now, let's get back to the phone lines and indulge you. I've just been told that we have had our connections to the board lifted. So if you want to send us a message on WhatsApp, we encourage you to do so. You can also make a call through to WhatsApp as well. But be advised, when you do call, it will take probably a few seconds. All right. When you do call, it take a few seconds before I can answer you, because the computer, the internet has to connect and establish. So just give it about 3 or 5 seconds. But yes, the WhatsApp line is active for you to send us messages and also to make a call. But numbers to call: regular line 017-923-0002, 017-923-0007. My name is Jude. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt. Well, we have Okonkwo in Rumokuta. Good morning to you, Okonkwo. Zion standing by in GRA.
Good morning, Brother.
Good morning, sir.
Why the textbook that the name is teach yourself? It is said to me, I should not wait for something to happen to me. That a wise man learns, yes, but not by double. Everything goes out. Everything goes out. We need to solve this problem. We need to solve this problem. Recently, our urbanization have one of the sweetest special ministry, because since flood has become another epidemic in Nigeria. Imagine from the north down to the south here. Imagine the likeness. We are talking about a disaster that is displacing families, communities.
Charles is on Bonny Island. Charles, you know the very serious nature. Hello, Charles. Good morning.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Charles. Good morning, please.
Good morning. We have experts, environmental experts. But the problem is remains corruption. Do you remember 2 billion naira being voted out last time on the water and on the defense of flooding? And the thing we are complaining that they have someone received one packet of Indomie for 2 billion naira. Until we do away with corruption, we cannot get it right. Not at all. Every year, they do. If you remember, the woman that they had Emma Harper, with the loss of billions they are accused of stealing, that billion could have at least started off for us, but somebody just embezzled it.
But would you want to have permanent IDP camps, located at certain points, or like some have suggested, that already existing structures can be repurposed to help people who have been displaced by natural disasters?
Yes, this is structure is okay. IDP camp. What if in future we solve the problem? What happens to the camp? Think about where is the of common Commonwealth game, whatever that they have hosted. How far would they come today? You remember that game? Yes. What happened to it? If government cannot even maintain schools that are children are attending, it's not about youth camps. School, primary school, healthcare, government refuse to maintain it. It's not about the youth camp. That would be faster for them to make more money. Thank you.
All right, Charles, speaking to us from Bonny Island. It's not a big fan of that because, hey, if schools cannot be maintained properly, if you now build permanent structures, how are they going to maintain it? Siphoning of the authorities and Nigeriainfo on X Nigeria PH Okunandi on Facebook. You see, building dams, very expensive. Very expensive. particularly in our modern times. There's improvement in technology, no doubt, but it's still expensive to design, because don't forget, you are trying to adapt to the terrain. The terrain is not going to adapt to you. You have to adapt to the terrain. And I'm saying this not because I'm an expert in the field, because I saw, was that in June of this year? I got to watch a documentary about dams all across the world. That's how I know this. I would have been in.
Good morning.
Welcome.
We're talking about the network. I think I have a creative solution to this flood. Solution is a method that Cameroon uses.
Okay.
Building of dams.
Okay.
If dams can be built like 4, 5, or 6 dams within the nation, or this flood-prone areas,
But Okoko, building a dam is not like building or constructing a ring road. That'll probably take maybe 6 or 7 months. Or building dams can take close to 3, 5, if not more years.
If we gather our money, could be a billion form, and we set them up. Even if it takes 5 or 6 years, then people come.
Okay, what's your name? 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. That's WhatsApp and Telegram. All right, and then Facebook, social media handles, obviously, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH. Building dams cannot be as expensive as the cars and lavish, wickedly ostentatious lifestyles politicians funded by public purse feel entitled to, month in, month out. Jude, if you've seen what's happening in existing IDP camps already, you won't even be talking about them as a kind of solution. It is demeaning, and IDP camps are an excuse